Some of the vehicles that you see stationary here at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium car park were among those submerged in water from yesterday's flooding that took place in these spots. As you can see, the tow trucks were called in to remove some of these vehicles on advice from the insurance that due to probably mechanical issues, it is unwise to start a lot of these vehicles. GBN understands that most of those vehicles belonged to individuals attending a workshop on the upper floor of the building. Our news desk spoke to one of the participants who was reduced to tears. He expressed disappointment in the stadium security personnel for failing to alert them of what was happening on the outside. He said the building is soundproofed, so they could not have heard or seen the water level rise and the vehicle being endangered. He said his brand new vehicle, only 2 weeks old, had to be towed away. The individual complained that insurance coverage was not a guarantee, so this might just be a loss he'll have to accept. GBN contacted the stadium's manager, Patrick Louison, for a response to the claim. Louison told GBN that a bulletin was sent out to all the rooms where meetings were held to inform everyone of what was taking place on the outside. He said the water level rose quickly. GBN spoke to one insurance company manager from Netherlands Insurance, Strawn, who explained their policy in instances like these, noting that vehicle owners should report the incident to their insurance and be guided accordingly.
The majority of motor vehicle insurance in Grenada would cover third-party liabilities, which is the minimum required by the government. But there are also those who cover their vehicles comprehensively, which means that they're also covering for material damage in the event of an accident or if their vehicle is stolen. There is another peril that could be covered, but it's an add-on. It's not automatic with coverage for comprehensive cover on a vehicle, and that coverage is generally known as the hurricane and earthquake extension. And basically, the hurricane and earthquake extension, although it's called specifically by that, covers your vehicle for what we call in the industry catastrophic perils. So once a motor vehicle owner, in fact, had hurricane and earthquake extension onto their vehicle insurance, they are automatically, of course, subject to things like deductibles.
Strawn said although it is still quite early, they are expecting claims to be sent in. And for this, they are duly prepared for these type of losses. With garages most likely flooded with seriously impacted vehicles, GBN wanted to understand from a mechanical standpoint what vehicle owners should be knowledgeable about. This mechanic did not wish to appear on camera.
Vehicles you could lose, the computers could wet. A lot of electronics like relay and fuse and thing, take water could get corrosion. So you could end up with a lot of problems. Like even some of the new hybrids, the hybrids could be a serious problem because the computer and the batteries could get damaged in that. So, and them cars, the hybrids is more electrical.
Red Dopwell, attached to Netherlands Insurance, provided roadside assistance to vehicle owners who may encounter challenges from time to time. He shared a bit of his knowledge with us.
The challenges with the water is that if it gets into the engine, then the engine could be damaged trying to start it, as well as there are quite a lot of electronic things that are underwater. You may have noticed that lights were going off and horns were sounding. So it's best not to try to start them or anything and have them taken to somebody who knows what they're doing.
If you look closely, you would see what's left from yesterday's flooding. You may describe it as silt or maybe sludge. Well, I guess this is yet to be cleaned up. However, we still have showers coming down and we're hopeful that somehow the rain would cease, the water would subside, and the cleanup would continue. From the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, I am Chrislina John for GBN News.